Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another podcast. This is the Formula A podcast. I am here with Marcus and Kyle and myself, Ryan. We are here to review the US Grand Prix in COTA and a little preview podcast for the Mexico Grand Prix. How's everyone doing today?
Pretty good. A little fired up, which is good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just serving my 30-second time penalty
There
here.
it is. There it is. Wondering who was going to do that.
Yeah, buckle up. It's going to be a spicy one today. The three of us obviously have a group chat, and as news unfolded during and after the race, sparks were definitely flying, and there's been some angst amongst not just us, but all fans. And I looked at F1's Facebook posts and the comments, and it's just everyone's on the same page. But we'll get into that later. Where do we even start off?
Give Max
should we
his
just go,
flowers.
Should we cut it? Should we cut right in, or should we go good or bad out the gate?
Give Max his flowers. That's what I just say. He was too sick. He's too good. Just get that out there right now. Unbelievable drive again. That's all I have to say about that. I mean,
yeah, I think we can all agree.
I think Kyle's wearing Ryan's orange glasses there.
I gotta tip my cap every once in a while, he killed it, man. Even after like a rare Red Bull mistake where you're like, oh my god, they might actually lose it, and he's like, nah, I don't think so. Leclerc dusted, Hamilton dusted, just doesn't seem to matter what happens to him at this point. It's shades of early Lewis and Mercedes. So
I will admit, though, I was kind of rooting for Lewis when there. It looked promising.
Yeah. I mean, we got to see a classic Max and Lewis battle at least. That was good.
Yeah.
And nobody crashed. So
Marcus, even I was like kind of hoping, like, maybe.
I think if he's gonna take a win, it's gonna be in Brazil.
Yeah. Yep. I totally agree with that. I think we've talked about
I think
that
it could
before.
it could be at either. Because let's be honest, if it weren't for Latifi hitting the wall, I know it's a sore spot to bring that race up again and again. But I'm gonna say it in an opposite bias standpoint. But Lewis had that in the bag until everything unraveled. So it's very possible he could win.
It's definitely a Merc track, Abu Dhabi, I would say.
What's that?
It's definitely a Mercedes track, Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, so you know
yeah.
what? On his behalf and his fans' behalf, I'm sure that would be a nice taste of a little bit of redemption if he pulled a victory in the season finale this year. So let's see if he can do it.
Yeah.
Time will tell.
Yeah, so it was a good race from Lewis, good race from Max, obviously. That's pretty much every week we say that. But there was a few other people who had good races. Who do you guys want to touch on first?
Oh, God, there's a lot, actually. Like, a lot of good driving this weekend. So, like, Albon displayed really good driving. Vettel was fantastic.
Seb, yeah.
Sainz had a great qualifying, and it was robbed of him in turn one. We'll get onto that later.
Hamilton torpedo.
Yes.
Yeah,
the
the new torpedo. Hamilton had a great drive. I think Tsunoda did pretty well this weekend,
Tsunoda
too.
was good. Yep.
Latifi was duking it out with Danny Rick.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say the wall.
He had an early spin. He did. What? Like, at one point I did actually point out, I'm like, how is Ricciardo still behind Latifi? Like, it just kind of like looking at the driver listings. I'm like, what's going on? Like, this is his energy track, man.
Did you watch his onboard battling with Latifi?
I didn't actually. I didn't even know that video was out there.
It's on YouTube. It's actually good racing, and then it's kind of heartbreaking when you realize who he's racing with. Because Latifi tricks him. He lets him go on the inside of turn 1, and then Rick goes wide, and then he does a little switch over, and Latifi comes back and leads him through the S's.
Wow.
Like through the sweepers.
Wow.
And they're swapping spots, and I'm like, oh, this is good racing. And then I'm like, it's for last. Last place one.
Yeah. Not good. Not good. That's the bad. You pointed out, okay, you know what? If we go chronologically here, you pointed out the torpedo, first corner. Do we want to... Yeah, does anybody have a differing opinion? Like, are we all... It should be a pretty clear agreement who was at fault, right?
Yeah, like, Sainz has every right to battle the lead driver. I think if Sainz wasn't trying to go around Verstappen and he held that wide racing line, I think Russell would have taken out Hamilton. He would have taken out someone because he was just sliding right through that corner and he was locked up. Like, just poor driving, poor judgment. I don't think anyone's of a different opinion in that.
No, it was totally torpedo. And the audacity to say, I get it's heat of the moment, but it's like he turned in on me.
He's getting so bad with those.
It's a corner. Yes, he turned. He did. And you literally went straight, like T-boned him. So,
to Sainz's defense, or any driver's defense, if they're battling for first place on corner exit, no one's going to be looking in their left-hand mirror for the guy who's coming at them at almost a 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
No one's going to be looking for that.
Yeah, with brakes fully locked. Like, it's ridiculous. It was really, really silly. The only thing from that moment that was sillier was that apparently you can take out the leader in the first corner and just keep going like it's nothing. Only a 5-second penalty, which I thought was lunacy. Lunacy.
You know what? At least they gave him the 5 seconds during the race, so everyone knew that he had 5 seconds.
This is true. This is true.
Oh, for Christ's sake!
Do you want to? Is that the segue right there?
It could be, or just leave a little. That's the little nibble on the lure.
Okay, you know what? I think we're nibbling. We're already fired up.
All right, here we go.
More than a nibble.
Where do we even start on this one?
So,
where do we even begin?
Context-wise, crash. Bad move by Stroll, I think. Just
terrible move by Stroll.
Really, really, really late movement. And was obviously gonna...
Harsh opinion, that should be a race ban.
That is a harsh... I don't think a race ban. That is pretty harsh.
I don't think a race ban, but I think he definitely should get penalty points for that, like on his license.
He did.
Did he not get penalty points?
No,
yeah, he did.
Yeah, because he has a 3-place penalty for Mexico already. So which is automatically points.
You keep going on. I'm going to do a little bit of research here. So he has a 3-place grid penalty. Did Alonso drop more than 3 places with his 32nd?
He dropped 7. He went from 7th to 15th.
Yeah.
Oh my good God. That is embarrassing.
I mean,
and mind you, that was after an amazing drive recovering from last to get P7.
I don't know.
So the guy who was a victim gets a harsher penalty than the criminal in the penalty.
Yeah.
And what I don't understand is the FIA made their decision. They could have waived the flag for driving a car in an unsafe, like for driving a car that's unsafe to race. He finished the race in a safely manner.
Yep.
So why are they going back on it?
And guess how many times Haas reminded the FIA that the mirror was flapping?
It was Haas's protest,
0.
right?
Not twice. 3 times the FIA was updated that, and they didn't make the call during the race. So that is 100% on them.
It's so idiotic. Why they can't? What are they doing in the middle of the race? What's going on in that control
What
booth?
are you checking on when they answer Haas? We're going to look into it. What are you looking into?
Yeah.
Like, we're all watching the same.
Is the mirror moving or not? Like, just look at it. Like, what is going on in that control room during the race that they can't make calls during the race? And something so obvious of a side mirror that's about to fall off. The other question I had in regards to this was Haas's complaint was that they have been called multiple times this year, or Magnussen in particular, to pit because of a loose end plate on his front wing, and he's been penalized for it a few times this year. I watched Sergio Perez drive the entire race with a broken end plate that did fall off onto the track, and
then
nothing happened.
Not even
Nothing
so much
happened.
as a peep from FIA.
Yeah, like what's going on? It's just like different.
There's
teams,
just no consistency.
like different teams have different rules. It's so stupid. It's the dumbest.
Well, we're actually like consistency is a long shot in what I expect from FIA.
Yes.
Now I'm just expecting competency, which we can't even get from them.
No.
They're so beyond incompetent right now. I don't know if we made calls like that in our jobs or messed stuff up for customers, or like in the real world, you get fired
Yeah.
for this many mess ups. That is reality of anybody's real life job. But they seem to have this fairy tale, unrealistic way of being able to just make unlimited mistakes, and there's no consequences to them as the FIA. So I'm going to repeat myself from the last podcast. I think Formula One should develop their own governing body and absolutely drop them. Bad habit.
I didn't really wasn't on the train before, but I'm on it now. I don't know how to do it, but whatever way you got to do it, I would do that.
And I don't want to make this
I
little,
agree 100%.
I don't want to make this little segment about Red Bull fans or feeling sorry for us, because there's nothing really for us to feel sorry about. But as a Red Bull fan, now with how incompetent the FIA has been and the whole Abu Dhabi last year and now the cost cap, my excitement to watch my team and my driver win has been completely tainted, truthfully. Like, I'm not as nearly as excited as I should be watching Max finish these. There's this overhanging, tainted FIA incompetency over all of Red Bull's recent winnings, and it sucks. And then also flip the script, like, to Mercedes and Lewis fans who are still watching week in, week out and haven't completely ditched Formula One. Kudos to you guys, because I'd be completely annoyed if I was in their shoes, or any fan really, not just Lewis, but.
It does
because the FIA's incompetency is just becoming very unbearable, and then selfishly it makes it easier for me because I'm a Max and Red Bull fan, and they happen to be benefiting from their incompetency.
It does feel quite hollow at the moment, a lot of it, and what's sad is it could be so exciting if they would just let them finish everything and decide everything on the track without all these politics and stupidity and everything getting involved. But I mean, F1 there's always been politics involved, but it just feels like 100 times worse right now for some reason. I guess for all the reasons we just said, no consistency, incompetency, breaching the rules, and just no clarification on anything, and it just sucks really, really bad. What's funny is, in regards to those cost cap things too, is I saw something, might have been motorsport.com, where it was like Aston Martin and the FIA they've almost reached an agreement on a penalty for the cost cap. Like, what?
How is there any?
I'm like,
why is there a discussion?
I don't know. Did they?
Well, it was like in Saudi when Red Bull and the FIA were negotiating Max to give the position back or whatever. Like, it's not up for negotiation. It's not, well, if Max does the restart in P3 or whatever, we won't give him a penalty. It's like, no, he should just tell him to give the place back. It's not up for negotiation.
Exactly. It's just dumb. Like, did they break the rule or not? If they did, well, then you guys you're supposed to be in charge. Tell them this is the penalty, deal with it. You broke the rules. What are you negotiating? Like, it's so stupid. It's like it's like going to court. Like, they're hiring lawyers and trying to get their sentence reduced or something. It's so dumb. Yeah. I don't know. It's stupid. It's really dumb. There's so much stupid stuff going on right now. It's really frustrating. It just gets more annoying every race weekend, basically.
Well, the one nice thing of all this is I know we're not crazy, because if you read any comments on any social media platform, YouTube, doesn't matter what page, everyone's feeling the same way and just incredibly annoyed with the FIA's consistent inconsistencies.
Perfect way of putting it.
I will say though, it did make for a great meme, because there was someone that like replicated like the F1 breaking news thing, and it was like, breaking news: Fernando Alonso awarded 2013 championship after Vettel was driving an unsafe vehicle in Brazil or something like that.
Yeah, that's.
And it was like, it just showed like the picture of like the Red Bull side pod, how it was like all smashed up.
Yeah, I mean, in light of that, I shout out to Alpine and their mechanics or engineers, whatever, for building like the strongest F1 chassis I think I've ever seen. Being able to take a hit like that and keep going like nothing happened and work back up to the points. I don't care what the FIA says, I'm still recognizing it as a P7. Like, so
so how does that work for our points championship then? Are we counting him as P7?
I mean, I guess officially we can't. It's just in my head.
Officially, I didn't, unfortunately. But I could recount just for fun to see where it puts everybody.
Stop the count. That's a little Donald line. And did we shout out Vettel already?
No, we have not.
That was a fantastic.
We mentioned
drive.
it, but there's been no shout out.
Yeah, shout out to the old man. That was another fantastic drive, which should have been way better. But Aston Martin did Aston Martin things and just totally botched the pit stop. Nothing new there. But he still managed to work his way back up into the point, which was phenomenal. So good for Seb. He looks rejuvenated. That car looks way better all of a sudden. So.
Yeah, and you know what? Like Marcus just brought up 2013 Vettel and Alonso. Like the old boys still got it.
Yeah.
The way they were running with the young bulls, and Alonso's literally manhandling a flying car.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, when he was headed towards that escape road, obviously there has to be a point where the escape road opens and the wall starts. And for a split second, I was fearing the worst.
Yeah, like
he was going to take the start of the wall head on, and it was going to be so ugly.
Yeah.
And then when he just rubbed it, and like the guy was, oh man, I was on the edge of my seat, like screaming at the TV, and then I was very vulgarly yelling at Stroll through the television.
Yeah, hopefully I didn't like that at all.
Hopefully he heard me.
Teammates next year, so.
But you know what? Fair, smart play to Alonso, because we know how outspoken he can be. Everyone knows it.
Yeah.
He was very careful about how he spoke about that incident.
Oh, yes.
In the media, and kudos to him for that, because I don't think I'd be able to keep my cool. So
no,
props to Alonso.
Yeah. I mean,
props to Vettel for staying calm after, like you said, that botched pit stop, and his teammate just like yeeting people off track.
Yeah. So, and that last slap battle with Magnussen and Vettel was crazy. Like, that was really, really fun to watch. And thankfully, they actually showed it this time. They didn't show us some replay of something stupid that we don't care about. We actually did get to see it, and it was exciting. So, yeah.
Yeah, Vettel looked fearless in that car.
Yeah. He looked like he actually believed in it for once, which is good. Nice to see. You know who looked fearless? The many times we saw him on camera.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Brad?
Did you see the way he blew off Martin Brundle?
I didn't see that. Oh no, I didn't see that.
Made me really sad. It's like he was way too cool for Martin Brundle.
I didn't ever
like
like seeing people blow off Martin Brundle. He pulled a Megan the Stallion, eh? Oh.
We have points, like little pointers of what we're going to discuss, and I think I made it when I was tired and a little bit upset. I won't read it word for word because I don't want Kyle to be up for like 4 hours censoring this podcast, but I have a way I described where I want the celebrities to go. Formula One broadcast. Because
Yep.
I don't know who tunes into Formula One to check up on US movie celebrities. I'll put my hand up right now. Not me.
Not me.
You guys? Either of you?
Nope. Unless it's Keanu
No.
Reeves. Keanu
That's
Reeves gets
crazy.
a pass.
You know what I think they should start doing? Just taste their own medicine. What are the awards called these days? Like Emmys and Oscars?
Well, just send an F1 driver
Just Helmut Marko just wandering around. Lewis Hamilton. Actually, he probably does go to those.
I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say, yeah,
Lewis
Lewis
would get
probably
attention
at
at
those.
those, yeah.
But like in his fireproof race suit, and then just keep putting the camera on a driver that
Yeah.
has nothing to do with acting. They should do that.
Yeah. Just send like the most random guy. Just send like Joe Guan Yu or somebody. Just the most random guy and just be like, just keep showing him like every 10 minutes. Like, okay.
Pastor Maldonado.
Yeah, Maldonado.
Get past up there.
Yeah. I mean, it's America. You have to know it's coming.
Yeah, I know. But
I feel like the Vegas one is gonna be so
You
cringe.
took the words out of my mouth.
Oh,
I was gonna say over under 15 celebrities they showed during the race broadcast.
you know what?
Like-
Let's do a poll or something. Let's get a side bet going.
Okay.
The celebrity. How many celebrities? Oh, hold on. Timeout. This one just came to my head. Who was the guy waving the checkered flag in Texas?
Oh, Tim Cook.
Who is he, and why did he not care that he was there? Because he looked it looked like it was a burden to him.
He's the Apple CEO. And,
Oh, so someone that has to do with racing again. Great.
And yeah, I guess they left him on low power mode overnight, and he just didn't recharge, and yeah, it was that's scary. You know what's scary is that guy like practically controls like I don't know 70% of the world's lives with his tech, and he's like a fully functioning robot. That was a little concerning. Like.
You're gonna get the conspiracy theorists just going wild, Kyle. You gotta
That
calm
he's a
down
robot?
here.
Well, there you go. Hey, like...
Hold on, I'm going in the kitchen to go get my tinfoil hat. I'll be right back.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, it's like, could you have picked a person with like less emotion than that guy to wave the flag? It was so bad.
But can you at least pretend that you're happy to be there, like a little bit, for like 5 seconds, or is that not in his?
Straight face. Didn't he? I can't even call it waving. He just literally held it out of the box and was like, "Okay, get me out of here."
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love to be a celebrity just so I could go to like I would literally go to like the coolest races though, and like the ones where no celebrities are ever at.
Yeah.
So literally
I'd
every
go to,
race
like-
except US Grand Prix
And Monaco.
and Monaco. That's
Yeah.
true.
I think Gordon Ramsay was at Saudi Arabia for some reason.
And I feel
But-
like
but
British
he's a
GP is
fan.
where all the British celebrities go to.
I was gonna say that's not fair. Ramsey is a legit fan. I shouldn't say that, but
Yeah.
some of them are.
Shout out to Ramsey.
Yeah,
I like food.
yeah. Yeah. What? You know what? Actually, I guess we're still in the States. Give a shout out to Logan Sargent, who
Little conditional offer.
who I guess 95% certain he will be the Williams driver next year with Albon. He doesn't really have to do much to get those last few points he needs for the super license, so it's pretty much his.
No.
So
Secured.
yeah, so shouts out. He looks pretty good. The Formula 2 stuff I've watched this year, he looks good, so yeah. Shout out. First American driver in a long time. I don't remember, maybe Alexander Rossi maybe was the last one. Does that sound right? Oh, I can yeah, Ryan's typing right now.
I'm on it. Because oh no, that is definitely not right.
Yeah, I know it's been a long time since there's been an American in it. And not
Mario
like
Andretti was the last one to win.
Okay, yeah, that's yeah.
Oh, I forget his Scott something. Scott
Speed.
Speed. I think he was the last one.
Did Rossi not do F1? I thought he did.
He did, but I just can't remember who was
Because Scott Speed was like 2000s. Like, he was old.
And maybe I have it backwards. Okay, here we go. Formula One, 2006, 2007.
Why don't you just Google the last American F1 driver?
You know what, Marcus? I tried that. So.
I'm putting it on. I think it's Rossi. And that would have been like, I don't know, maybe like 10 years ago, something like that. So it's been a while.
It is Rossi.
It is Rossi.
Most recent driver to have raced as an American was Alexander Rossi, who participated in 5 races in 2015.
Oh, 15. Oh, it's like sooner than I thought. Okay.
But he wasn't signed. He was only like a backup.
Oh, well, yeah, but I thought we were just saying who competed.
Oh, no, sorry, my mistake. Marussia, Manor, and Caterham for 2012, 2014. I'm on Wikipedia, so
he just did the world
move
tour.
on.
He did the world tour of the bum teams, I guess, from that era. And
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess Sargent's a little more significant then. Yeah. So shouts out to Logan. Do you want to look over, like, how do we do in the predictions this week, Ryan?
Well, I have our winners from last week, and I got shut out. I'm kind of almost getting caught here by Kyle. And he's doing a little dance in the webcam.
Well, I think Marcus did pretty good too. I think we got a few people in the right spots.
So Kyle, you did well, and you're sitting with 92 points.
Oh.
I got shut out. I'm 131, and Marcus got 2 points, tied you for top 3 most accurate with 87 points. And then we can read off our Mexico predictions now, or we can wait.
I feel like we may as well, like we're on the topic.
Yeah. Yep. And then we'll dive right into Mexico.
So I got Perez to win. I just really hope he wins in his
That would be awesome.
home race. Verstappen will follow him in. I hope it's not. Apparently, a lot of people are predicting a pity win, like Verstappen's going to give it to him.
No.
I really hope that's not the case.
No.
What I would kind of like to see is, Checo's got to have genuine pace to just beat Max, and then Red Bull prioritizes him. That would be awesome.
I just don't think Max would do that.
I don't think so
no.
either, because Max, I think, is going for the record for most race wins in a season.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but if Perez can find that pace and beat Max, but like you said it earlier at the beginning of the podcast, Max has been on another level recently. Yeah. It's so best of luck to Perez to figure that one out. I have Hamilton for 3rd, Leclerc for 4th, Sainz to follow him in at 6th. I'm on that Vettel train and that Alonso train, so I got Vettel for 6th, sorry. Wait, what am I doing here? Perez 1st, Verstappen 2nd, Hamilton 3rd, Leclerc 4th, Sainz 5th, Vettel 6th, Alonso 7th, Norris 8th. That's someone we forgot to shout out.
Lando.
Norris in Texas, qualifying 6th, keeps it locked in 6th. Incredible drive. I feel like Lando's incredibly good consistency makes how good he is go unnoticed, because it's almost just expected now.
Yeah.
But Ricciardo's obviously a good driver, and Lando is beyond sweeping the floor with him. And if that McLaren really is that hard to drive, and Lando is just that good with that potentially bad of a car, just imagine what he could be with a car that's Ferrari or Red Bull or Mercedes spec. Oh my God, it could be unbelievable. So fingers crossed, Zach Brown and the McLaren boys figure it out, because that would be.
I did see a meme actually where it was like Mario Andretti drove a McLaren F1 car recently, and it had a picture of him in his McLaren jumpsuit, and it just said Lando Norris in his 50th year with McLaren after Zach Brown keeps telling him he's going to build a winning car. Yeah. Hopefully.
The problem is, where does he go if he doesn't go to McLaren?
Mercedes.
Yeah, and you got to wait for that.
Yeah,
to
wait for
open up.
Lewis to go.
If Russell keeps doing what he's doing, his spot might open up sooner than later.
Maybe. Crikey.
What?
Crikey. Yeah.
Anyway, back to
Yes.
off topic there. So back to the predictions. So I got Marcus's here. Marcus has pretty much the same for top three, just a little switch around. Verstappen to win, Perez second, Hamilton third, Sainz in fourth, Russell in fifth, Ocon in sixth, Alonso seventh, Norris eighth. And I did not write yours down, Kyle, so
Oh,
you may go.
okay.
Give us your finest predictions.
It's guaranteed win weekend this for Max. It's Verstappen first, Perez second. I got Sainz third, Leclerc 4, Hamilton 5, Russell 6, Alonso 7, and Lance Stroll in 8th.
He does pretty good in Mexico. I'll respect that.
High speed tracks, he just seems to do pretty good. Does good in Monza
Yeah.
every time. Yeah, and Mexico's a high speed track for the most part. A few slow sections, but other than that, it's high speed. Yeah, so yeah, I think Lancey Boy might come through this weekend, pick up some points in that new
All right.
and improved Aston. So yeah, what do you guys think of the Mexico track?
I think it's a track.
Me
It's
too.
okay.
racing.
I got nothing against it, but it's not like a knock you
Yeah,
off
it's
your
not
seat.
like a track that you get excited for. It's just, it's another race weekend kind of thing.
Yeah, yep. It's got one of the best
It's not-
vibes.
Yeah, it's not a Brazil, like where you're like can't wait for the drivers to get there, but it's not like a France where you're or Paul Ricard where you're like, oh, this again. It's something in between.
I'm one of the only people that actually likes Paul Ricard, but
I was going to say,
Yeah.
Paul Ricard has been decent the last couple of years.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
the
works.
last 2019 passed into the past. It's been
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, I guess. We don't even have Paul Ricard next year, do we? I think it's gone. So, I guess.
Oh,
that's
I don't know
that.
why, but my brain, as soon as I think boring track, that's the first one that
Paul
pops in my
Ricard?
head.
Yeah.
First one, every time.
See, I don't think Mexico's that great of a track. I think the vibe and the atmosphere, like, there definitely should be a Mexican Grand Prix. I think it's awesome, but track itself is just very, just vanilla. I think. Just
Yeah,
plain-
that's-
it-
And that kind of goes with what I said. Like, no one really hates vanilla, but no one's jumping out of their shoes for vanilla. It's just
yeah. Like,
average.
the thing is, they've got one of the.
What are you giggling about, Marcus?
Is that just because the vanilla? We're losing.
We
him.
either said something that he found really funny or he saw something on his phone.
Yeah, it's
No, it's just the way you keep, like, insinuating vanilla. It just made me... I'm a child. I'm sorry.
okay.
Vanilla jokes really get Marcus, apparently.
Yeah, we're having a
Ugh.
a little Formula A breakdown here. Yeah, you know what? One of the coolest sections on the track, or sorry, the calendar, that stadium section's awesome. The only problem is that it's kind of gimmicky at the same time. There's like they like make the faux hairpin and then a little like quick like left right, and it's just like there's no flow to it. And if they just drove straight through the stadium, or like the 190-degree turn, that would be cool. But there's
It
no
was
flow to
so
it.
close. The idea was there.
Yeah.
Just the actual part of track is just not it for that.
Yeah, the actual part track is bad. Like it's like a Formula E layout, or a Formula as I like to call it. Yeah, it's not good. Not good, but whatever. It's a cool Grand Prix. Like I said, the vibe is awesome and it seems really fun in Mexico. So
I just want to see Checo's dad lose his mind again. That just made
That
me
I just
guy
want to
is-
see Checo win. That would be...
that would be incredible. That would be like when Kobayashi had the podium in Suzuka, and
Oh, yeah,
and people
that was
were
the
just
good
going
stuff.
like insane, and they were just chanting his name. Like
Yeah.
it would feel like that. I think like people just going like just ballistic. So that would be really cool. I'd be down for that. I would love to see a Perez win. Unfortunately, his teammate is just on GOAT mode right now, though. So, yeah, it'd be tough. But we'll see. This is why we run the races. We don't know what's going to happen. So, yeah.
Only one way to find out. Tune in and see what happens.
Yeah. So, I think it'll be good.
So does anyone have like a bold pick of who's going to really suit the high altitude? Because I've noticed Mexico can bring out at least one car as a big surprise because someone will always just shred the high altitude better than everyone else. Has anyone got a pick?
I mean, I guess mine would be the Aston Martin, just because I think Stroll finishing P8 is, I guess, a bold claim. I guess so. I'll put it on the Aston Martins. That's what I'll say.
I like it.
Other than that, I think it's gonna be a pretty top 3 teams locking out the top 6 spots. I think.
Yeah, and Red Bull over the years, that Honda motor loves Mexico, so I don't think there's gonna be a surprise there.
That's true.
So maybe there will be a surprise. Maybe AlphaTauri climbs the ladder this weekend.
Oh, that's a good point.
Ooh, maybe I should have put those in my predictions.
That's a good point.
Let's see. Maybe a little Tsunoda Gasly creeping into top 10 at least.
Yeah, well, they finally managed another points finish this weekend with Tsunoda, so maybe that'll lift the spirits, I guess, a little bit. Who knows?
Speaking of that, let's go to. I'm going to bring up the constructors and the drivers' champions.
Sure.
Below the top people, there's a lot of tight, exciting stuff going on.
There's some good battles.
I'm really enjoying watching the midfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Lando and Alpine battle is getting really intense.
Yeah.
Oh, ow. Oh, that's just making the Ricky fans bleed.
It's reality, unfortunately.
It is. Yeah, he can't even defend it at this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Alpine's only 6 points ahead of McLaren after getting 30 seconds for a penalty that was given to them after a race.
The worst one ever.
It does help the battle, so I guess that's a plus for that. Aston Martin is 1 point behind Alfa Romeo. That's awesome. So, Zhou and Bottas got to defend with all their might.
I don't know what happened to Alpha because that car looked really good at the beginning of the season.
They just got ousted in the development part of things.
I guess, but the fall off was insane. I mean, Bottas was fighting for a podium at Imola earlier in the year, and now it's just scraping to get out of Q1. It's mental, how far they've fallen. I assume they would come back down to earth a little bit, but not just completely fall off the earth. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry. Speaking of Alpha, though, can we talk about how Giovinazzi came for FP1, dummied the Haas, and was like, "All right, cool, I'm out."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just Italian Jesus things, no big deal.
I just thought that was absolutely hilarious.
I will say it gives Schumacher a chance at reclaiming that seat.
Well,
that he did that.
Yeah, how is it
Because
even...
if he lit up FP1, it would have looked really bad for Schumacher.
Yeah, I just wonder... I don't even know how Giovinazzi's in consideration for that seat. I don't even get it, but...
Neither do I, but it seems to be a talking point that he might get it.
No, there's just no way. I can't...
Yeah, I don't think so.
There's no way. If you check the Formula E at all, I don't really watch it, but I mean, if you check the standings or anything, Giovinazzi is way down. He can't even cut it in Formula E. So, sorry, yeah, I'm not even I'm not holding back. I don't care if people if we make a reel out of this post on Instagram, people go "Oh, why do you hate Giovinazzi so much? He's good." And I don't care if people don't like that take. He's not good. He's not F1 material.
Boom! You heard it here.
Yeah. So you got a problem with me? Then fire away. I don't even care. He can't cut it in
Well,
F1.
even Kimi at 40 whatever, when he didn't even care to race, he wiped the floor with him. So
yeah, exactly.
Damn, go off, guys.
Yeah. Go off.
Poor Cheeto.
Sheesh, yeah. Yeah, so.
Get your prosciutto and get out of here.
There's the fire. There. We've had a lot of fireballs this episode, so I figure I might as well just keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then last one in the standings, constructor standings, Haas, 38 points, AlphaTauri, 36 points, duking it out for 8th. Love to see it. So, yeah, 4th, 5th is a gap of 6 points. 6, 7, a gap of 1 point. 8, 9, gap of 2 points. That's good stuff. So
Pretty good. That's pretty good. I like
and
it.
we go to drivers. Charles Leclerc and Perez, 2 points apart. That's awesome. Carlos Sainz could catch Russell, 16 points behind.
Eesh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit of a stinger after Hamilton's only 4 points behind Sainz.
I was going to say, if Russell beats Hamilton in his first year at Mercedes, what does that say or do for Lewis?
It's the same machinery, though, right?
Equal machinery.
Equal machinery. Sorry, I just wanted to confirm. Nico Rosberg was asking, so I just wanted to confirm.
Yeah. I don't think it diminishes him at all, really. I don't know. You get to a certain point or status where it's just like it doesn't matter if you lost your teammate 1 year. Like,
I got to agree with Kyle. It's kind of like Sainz beating Leclerc last year, and I feel like everyone's forgot about it because it wasn't a title contending car, so it didn't. And it's the same thing. Like, okay, if Mercedes is fighting for championships next year and then Russell's still beating them, then you got a big thing to talk about. But I feel like Hamilton's just couldn't care.
I think he's accepted that it's not a championship contending car, and he's more focused on developing next year's car with the team.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Second to 20th, I don't think it matters to Hamilton at all. He just wants to win.
Yeah.
So where he comes after that.
Yeah.
If you ain't first, you're last, baby.
There you go, buddy.
So yeah, it's a great thing for George's resume, but I don't think it affects Hamilton.
No, and basically the entire second half of the season has been all Lewis for the most part. Russell had his pole position in Hungary, and that was really the only other time that he's been better than Lewis in the second half of the season. Lewis just had a really bad start, and it was a big hole to climb out of compared to Russell. But yeah, I don't know. I'd say in terms of their season, I'd say they've been pretty equal. Russell better in the first half, Hamilton better in the second half. That's pretty much it, I would say.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what else do we got? Yeah, there's not really a ton of tight points after that. Lando is just in a lonely 7th with 109 points. No one to catch. No one to catch him. So
that's okay. It's a good season.
Yeah,
he's still the only non-top team driver with the podium, so we'll take it.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yep.
Ocon, Alonso, Ocon 79 points, Alonso 65, so 14-point difference. That could be caught as long as Alonso doesn't get mystery penalties anymore from after the races. Then, hey, who knows?
Yeah.
Bottas and Vettel, this goes hand in hand with the constructors' battle, but they're only 6 points apart. Rick and Magnussen are 3 points apart, and then Pierre Gasly's not far behind. And then you got all the bottom guys who are pretty close to each other, and it all just depends if they can crack into that top 10 or not, because it really doesn't matter if they 11th.
But even so, like those battles, if they do get into the points, they're gonna close the gap by 1, maybe 2 points. It's not like
it's such a slow-moving battle.
Yeah, that's why it's tough. You have a bad start, it's hard to climb out of that hole. But I think Vettel will pass Bottas. I think Vettel will get 6 points. Personally.
Yeah, and the way he's going
in the last 3 races, I mean, my goodness, he gets another P7. There you go. They're tied. That's it. So
yeah,
I think he can pull it off. I also think.
Yep.
Wait, is Magnussen behind or in front of Ricardo? I can't remember.
Behind. So Ricciardo sits with 29 points. Magnussen sits at 26 points. Gasly sits at 23 points.
Magnussen,
So that's a nice.
Magnussen will pass Ricardo.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, I think many moons ago, a few months ago, you might have asked us a question about that battle, like Magnussen, Ricardo, Gasly, or something. And I think I said Magnussen would come out on top of that. I'm sticking with it.
All right.
Yeah.
As a fan, I hope Ricciardo can hold it, but it's not looking good.
As a McLaren fan, I would hope so too, but I have zero faith.
Yeah.
Right? Show me you can pass Latifi a little quicker, and then maybe.
You're starting to sound like a Ferrari fan there with all your faith, Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just carving up the Italians.
I live-
Carving up the Italians today.
Yeah. Yeah, not a good day. Not a good day to be Italian and listening to Formula A.
Oh, man.
Well, boys. Any
That's
other finishing points or?
Yeah. Hopefully it's Checo Nation. That's my final.
I would love to see it. Go Checo. Yeah.
Go Checo. No more Brad Pitt. Go Checo.
Yep. With that. All right, guys. I guess we'll sign off with that. Enjoy Mexico. And we'll talk to you guys after that. Peace. Out.